I've been meaning to do this for quite some time. This is my first ever live. Um, and I apologize if you don't get to see it live. This is my first ever time like trying this out. This is something that I have been wanting to do for quite some time. So this is the first live and hopefully the first of many to come. And I'm just gonna talk about in this particular video. We're going to be talking about what's going on in Howard University, okay? One of the historical black colleges and universities on the east coast of the country of the USA, right? Students at Howard University are protesting poor housing conditions on campus, and this is being brought to me by NPR.org. And hopefully when we do these lives, I'm going to still be able to put like the links and the articles and what have you in the description box below. But also while we're doing these lives, if you can share right then and there like links and articles and books and information on the live chat, I encourage it. Please do it. All right, but anyways, let's read this. Going into their second week of sit-ins, okay? Students at Howard University in Washington, D.C. are continuing to fight for answers from the campus administration as they protest the school's poor housing conditions. A top Howard official says the school has worked with student leaders to provide a best-in-class university experience. More than 150 students with the group Live Movement, an organization advocating for education reform and academic advancement, began protesting at the school's Blackburn University Center on October 12th. Protesters at Howard, one of the nation's top historical black colleges, are demanding an in-person town hall with university president Wayne A.I. Frederick by the end of the month to address concerns about housing and student life. Students who are protesting say they will not leave the building until campus officials agree to discuss their list of demands. Since the start of the fall semesters, students say they've raised concerns regarding mold in the walls of their dorms, the lack of COVID-19 testing for students, and the overall safety on campus, according to DCIS/WAMU. As of last month, mold has been discovered in 34 rooms. Oh, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the live. We're talking about Howard University, all right? Mold has been founded in 34 of the rooms on campus. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it's really important for you to get on Twitter. This is why I love Twitter, because Twitter, you get live action information. Students are protesting on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on TikTok. They are showing you on Facebook Live. They are showing you in live time what the conditions are at Howard University. And other HBCUs are rallying and supporting the students. Other students at different HBCU campuses across the country are standing in solidarity with students at Howard University. And I'm no longer a college student. I done had my time and share in college and seen what I was going to see. But I had the privilege and honor of having friends who attended Howard University and knowing people. And the college campuses, whether you're at a HBCU or a PWI, a predominantly white institution, regardless, things need to be discussed. People shouldn't be paying upwards to 38, 40,000 plus per year to attend a college just so they can sit up and have mold and asbestos in the walls, in the rooms of the dorms. You got dilapidated structures. You got holes in the wall. You got all kinds of violations of code and safety. People shouldn't have to worry about that. People should not have to worry about that. And that's just disgusting. You think about that. You paying 30, 40,000 plus dollars a year to attend a college, and you can't even sleep in your room because you got mold and asbestos and it's disgusting and nasty and falling apart. There's people on Twitter that literally mentioned like 20 years ago when they were attending Howard University, that was an issue then, that the dorms and things and facilities were dilapidated and falling apart. And that's a shame. What's going on? Where's the money? Where's all this, like all this, 30, 40,000 plus? And oops. I want to make sure sorry about that, y'all. My mistake. I also want to make sure I say this, this isn't just HBCUs. PWIs, predominantly white institutions, are the same damn way. You sit up here, I put it like this, it's not on that same level necessarily, but the shadiness of where is your tuition dollars going is very questionable. Let's just say that, right? You paying all of that, and yet you would think if you paying that a year, y'all should be living in sky rises. Y'all should be living in, stainless steel kitchen appliances. Everything should be accessible and electric. Electric entry, keyless entry. You shouldn't have to worry about anything. You paying that much a year? Come on, man. Let's look at what some of the people have said on Twitter. At Just Monty. This Howard University issue is really leaving me speechless. There's so much that can happen to people being exposed to mold. Like, what the fuck? And this is the truth. That's a toxin. That's a toxin. So think about what that's doing to your brain. People are, and then on top of that, we're in a pandemic. So not only think about what that's doing to your brain, they're breathing that in. They're smelling that. Think about what that's doing to those students' lungs, their heart, their organs. And we're in a global pandemic with COVID-19 2 years in. And you got these students paying 30, 40,000 plus to stay in a dilapidated structures falling apart, disgusting and nasty with mold. At Red is Ari, Howard's and men looked us in our faces and said there was no black mold in their school. These photos are from a bathroom at Howard. I want y'all to see this. This is crazy. That's at the bathroom. That's the sink at Howard University, y'all. And again, I have to go there. It's a shame because, again, all of this is happening. Meanwhile, the Vice President of the United States of America is Kamala Harris. Vice President. And don't get me wrong. Yes, I respect that it's a monumental historical moment. A woman of color, Jamaican and Indian. A woman of color. Okay? I believe that Thursday Lane, what's going on? I believe that this is human karma from year of covert and overt horrific evil in the world. I agree. It's a lot of pain and suffering and the pain and suffering is because we as humans don't want to realize, like, you can't treat people like this. You can't do these types of things. You can't treat Earth, environment, others, the world, people. You can't do this over and over and be like evil and just constantly selfish and destroying everything and think everything gonna be smooth. It does not work like that. That's crazy. That is wild. And you see this. All of this is happening. And I want to bring this up. Howard University's tuition, right? Because, you going to college to get an education, because they told everybody that going to college was the only way out of, poverty, how you get to become a middle class, how you get to make money, how you get to have a good job or a good career, something that you love to do. You're going here, and a lot of us are going into debt, massive student loan debt that a lot of people are unable to pay off because, let's face it, these jobs don't pay anything near what you owe. But anyways, Howard University undergraduate tuition and fees as of 2019 and 2020 is $27,206 a year. That's undergraduate tuition and fees. I just want y'all to know that. But the average cost of aid that people receive is $40,000. So just think if someone's receiving $40,000 a year in student loans, in scholarships, but most of the time it's student loans, okay? And they expect you to be at college at least 4 years, for the most part, to get your bachelor's. Well, 40 times 4. That's right. That's $160,000 of debt. And you're sitting up living in a room that has mold. It's disgusting. The structures haven't been renovated in years, decades. But that's what you're paying? I'm just saying, like, this is why there's so many problems here with this. Uh, and then we got all these notable alumni, that went to Howard University. And that's another thing. This is what I be saying by capitalism, in my opinion, is slavery with a C. And then also, in my opinion, I don't believe that capitalism is going to liberate black and brown people, people of color, poor people, working class people. I think capitalism is slavery, and it keeps people divided and conquered. It keeps people fighting for crumbs. Because here's the thing, and I'm about to go there. You got all these notable alumni that attended the university, at Howard University. HU. Yet they're making millions. Some of them are even billionaires, right? You got multimillionaires, and you even got you got people with money. And it's like, well, why don't they donate to make sure that the school structures, the dormitories, the buildings, the facilities are up to date and of quality for their students? It's just weird. Anyways, again, students told ABC News that portions of the university's living quarters have mold and insect and rodent infestations, as well as leaky ceilings and flooding, all of which they say put their health at risk. Again, on average, they're paying at least $27,000 a year for undergraduate tuition and fees. The average aid is more so around $40,000. So after 4 years, $160,000 for you to have a roof falling in, ceilings caving in, flooding, rats running around, insects, roaches, flies, gnats, mold, asbestos. What else? What is going on here? Lamaya Murray, an 18-year-old freshman currently living in one of the tents. She's living in a tent. She's living in a tent. It is October. They're on the East Coast. It's cold. She's living in a tent, and they're paying damn near they're getting $40,000 in aid because the tuition on average is around $27,000. And mind you, and that's just for undergraduate tuition and fees. Keep in mind, if you're living in housing, you're paying an additional fee to live on the campus. Come on. Frost Oblivion, been watching your videos and you throwing facts, my guy. Never stop what you're doing, man. Keep it up. Thank you, Frost. Thank you. I appreciate everybody that tunes in. I appreciate all y'all love and support, y'all feedback, y'all perspectives. Thank you. We're going to keep doing this. I've been meaning to do lives, and we're going to do these. So again, she's an 18-year-old freshman living in a tent. Believes that mold that she said she spotted in her dorm room was responsible for a respiratory infection she battled earlier this year. And guys, folks, women, people, we are still in a global pandemic with COVID-19. Which attacks what? Your lungs. Attacks your entire body, your organs. And we have students that are paying this much money, going into this much debt. These are human beings. These are people. These are people's children. And you got them living in that type of filth and that type of disgusting corruption, unhealthy, unsanitary. Come on. These kids are outside in tents. And like I said, it's fall. They're on the East Coast. It's cold. It's cold. It's rainy. It's wet. We're in a global pandemic. It's flu season. On top of that, like, come on. You're putting people at risk. You're putting people's lives at risk. And then you got these people paying all this money to live in this type of filth. Somebody said this. At Howard, I'm pissed. Over 24 hours and no change. I've been breathing this in. Mold has been growing under my microwave, on my mattress, in my closet, on my suitcase, behind my mirror, in my fridge. I am taking legal actions. I'll be damned if anyone stops me. And I respect that, because at the end of the day, they should be refunding y'all for y'all money. And matter of fact, y'all should be getting free tuition, free housing. This is, again, none of this really makes any sense. And that's another thing, because I'm gonna leave some links in the, try to leave them in the description box or in the comment section, because I've never done a live before like this. But this is wild, y'all. This is wild. I'm gonna bring this up before I end this. I always thought it was weird how we had HBCUs, but we had to pay to go there. I mean, to me, that should be a part of the reparations package, is that we should be able to go to historically black colleges and universities, as well as predominantly white institutions. Colleges and universities should be free, point blank, period. That should be a part of the reparations right there. Because mine is a terrible thing to waste. You know, the United Negro College Fund. And it's crazy, right? You got the United Negro College Fund. You got them paying all this tuition. You got all of these notable alumni. You know, the P. Diddy's, the Claire Huxtable, Felicia Rashad, who's over here condoning a rapist and condoning, you know, rape culture and everything else. But anyways, you got all these notable, powerful, you know, successful, wealthy black alumni, brown alumni. And do they ever donate to, you know, are there any building funds? You know how they have them collection plates at church? Does Howard have a building fund? Like, where's your endowment? What is your endowment? What are you doing with the money? Because obviously there's some misappropriation of funds up in here. And it's clear as day. Because it doesn't make sense that these students have to live in these decaying ass structures and buildings. You should be ashamed of yourself. And this is why a lot of people are waking up and seeing for themselves. A lot of these colleges and universities, whether it's at the PWIs, predominantly white institutions, or the HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, there's a lot of scamming and misappropriating of funds and ripping people off. It's a lot of shady mess going on behind the doors. You feel me? Again, it's a shame because, like I said, the Vice President, Kamala Harris, is an alumni of Howard University. And again, this just all looks really, really, really bad, you know. And do y'all recall a couple years back, I believe there was a gentleman that was working in the financial, Alan Lewis. Sounds like some embezzlement and scamming going on. Exactly. College should be free. Exactly, Alan. And why are they paying tuition for online classes? Alan. Coffee. You on it. You are on it. These are online classes. First of all, again, this is a further argument proving why college should be free, right? Because why are you paying to teach yourself? Because that's essentially what college is most of the time. And especially if it's going to be online, you're paying to teach yourself. What are you paying for? You're not at the school. You're not at the building. You're not at the structure. You are providing your own Wi-Fi. If you're at home or living off campus, maybe the Wi-Fi is included into your housing. But who knows? I mean, do y'all have quality Wi-Fi at Howard? I mean, seeing that you got rats and rodents and roaches and shit flying all over the damn dorm, and you got water and mold growing up all over the place. Do y'all even have quality Wi-Fi? What is that like? This is ridiculous. Paying all this money for this. And again, I want to make sure that y'all understand, I'm not bashing Howard University. I'm not bashing HBCUs because PWIs predominantly white institutions are the same way. Everybody got their shadiness and corruption. And it's time to stop allowing this mess to happen. Okay? And again, there are other students at different HBCUs across the country that are standing in solidarity with the students at Howard University. This is what activism is about. This is what looking out for each other is about. Hold these institutions, these politicians, these wealthy folks, these officials, hold these people accountable. Hold these institutions accountable. Again, information will be either in the description box or in the comment section. This is my first live. It's over 20 minutes. We about to end it. And I stand in solidarity with the students at Howard University. There's no way in 2021, mercy, there's no way in 2021 we students should be sitting up living in dilapidated, disgusting, horrific structures. You paying all that money for that. Okay, let me see what you just said. Okay, it is so weird trying to look at. Okay. Alan said, I remember the story about the boy taking the funds and spending on himself, going on luxury trips. Yes. And buying luxury clothes and flexing on Instagram. Exactly. We ain't forgot about the cheating scandal that happened with the mom from Full House. Alan Lewis, thank you. Right on it. Again, he was working in the financial aid department and was taking the students' financial aid and embezzling it for himself and was buying him clothes and shit, flexing. Like, I remember there was a picture of homie. Let me see if I can pull this up before I end this. Thank you, Alan, for bringing that up, for real. Thank you, because that's exactly what I was talking about. Thank you. I'm about to see if I can pull it up. Howard embezzlement for Howard University. I mean, there was a picture of him, like, all decked out, like, leaping across somewhere. I was like, oh, my God. This is a live. Hello, good. Yes, Liz Martin. Thank you. Yes, this is a live. This is hopefully going to be the first of many. I really want to start getting into these because I've been promising, but, you know, I just been busy and also just lacking motivation to get things done. So I take accountability for that. That's on me. Let's see. This was crazy. He was skipping across, like, the picture would have had you like this. This was 3 years ago, right? This 3.5 years ago. Howard University students demand answers in financial aid scandal. Howard University students protested on Thursday following news that 6 university employees were filed for double dipping financial aid. An outside auditor found last year that university employees misappropriated financial aid funding over the course of 9 years, damn near a decade. Some university employees were receiving grants from the school to attend classes, which, keep in mind, y'all, at predominantly white institutions, a lot of times if you work at the college, you are able to get benefits such as going to school for free, taking classes for free, or highly reduced prices. Like, I know at a time, if people were working at the University of Michigan, they were getting either full ride to, like, they could take classes for free, or it was up to 75% off the price. So, yes, you know, they were also being able to go to school for free, essentially, at Howard University by working there. But also keep in mind that happens at other colleges outside of HBCUs. Predominantly white institutions like the University of Michigan, University, you know, of Maryland, Michigan State, etc., do the same thing. All right. Alan Lewis, it reminded me of the Morris Brown embezzlement scandal that happened in the 1990s. Damn. Again, it's like, why we got to be shady? And again, it's all this Black Lives Matter, but yet the black students at the HBCU, the historically black college, has the black students living in filth and unsanitary, unhealthy conditions. Ain't that some shit? But Black Lives Matter, we got to catch our own hypocrisy, man. Because we be talking out the side of our neck like it doesn't really make sense. You also have to make sure that Black Lives Matter through your actions. Alan Lewis, 2000s, my bad. Okay, I understand. But that's crazy. Again, this information will be either in the description box or in the comment section. When I repost it, I'll get it up. But y'all, again, this is one of the first of the many lives to come. I got some other videos that I want to do, so stay tuned. If you want to join the channel, become a member of Psych Folks community, please do. Please consider it. It's $9.99 a month, and you can cancel at any time. Video requests on various topics, I do them, and I do research before I actually make the video, etc. Kind of give you like a real news article analysis, thesis breakdown. Those video requests are $15 per video, and all donations are greatly appreciated and accepted. It helps with the growth of the channel. And all that information is below as well, like Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. But if you just want to stick around to watch the videos, give a like, hit the notification bell so you can be notified, subscribe to the channel, what have you. Do what you can and what you will. But hopefully we'll have more lives to come, and I'm out. Thank you for tuning in.